G'day everybody, Simon here, Explosive Action, and I'm back for another review for the Heavy Metallurgy. This time, we're taking a look at the new album from Unaussprechlichen Kulten, Häxan Sabaoth. Formed in 1999, Chile's Unaussprechlichen Kulten are no strangers to the darkness of eldritch death metal. After a series of demos in the early years of the century, their first full-length 2005's Wake Up to the Night of Walpurgis has a primitive and primordial sound, but the foundations were being very intentionally laid. Following up in 2008 with People of the Monolith, the band's sound had immediately progressed, as well as the tightness of their production. After a few years of releasing EPs and splits, such as this one with After Death, the band's third album, Baphomet Pan Shubniggurath, was released in 2014 on Dark Descent Records, as well as Iron Bonehead. This album saw them explore the further reaches of dread and ancient mysticism. These are themes the band continue to explore with greater clarity and conviction on 2017's Keziah Lilith Medea Chapter 10 and 2019's Teufelsbuscher. Now in February 2024, Unaussprechlichen Kulten released their sixth full-length album, Häxan Sabaoth. Starting with the sound of bells and a demonic-sounding voice, the opening riff of Lamia Succuba kicks in with a heavy presence. The deep guttural vocals fade in to another instrument. We already see the complexities of Unaussprechlichen Kulten in motion. Drums that change patterns from rolling double kicks to a 1-2 beat, rhythm guitar swinging from angular riffing to dissonance, lead guitar swarming in with real gravity, all the while a layer of ambience pins the music down to a sound like the cover of this album. There's a lot of instrumentation in this song, the vocals definitely not the focal point. A brief stint of Morbid Angel style blasting leads into a slower portion, then onto undistorted guitars over a very minimal percussion, before returning to a cacophony of tremolo riffs and the fastest blasting so far. The band's influences have always been referenced as Immolation, Incantation, and Morbid Angel, but they have grown in musical complexity. I am hearing more of The Chasm and a far more darker take on Sulphur Aeon on this album. Quattro Veles de Cibo Infantil is the second track and continues with this winning formula. Definitely more grounded verse sections with thundering drums, a la Dead Congregation. There are dueling guitar solos at the halfway mark that transform into a dive bomb that instantly won me over, even before it decayed into a large stomp from the floor toms and into a hair-swirling passage, reduced then to just cymbal hits over a mid-paced riff, an impossible not-to-headbang section of chugging and double kicks, with a more tasteful, emotional lead overlaid, sees the track to the end with a briefly cleanly sung chant. Our almighty chthonic lords begins with a church organ and a Latin-sounding voice, the chuggiest and ugliest riff then, so far, coming in, swirling into a dissonant chaos akin to cosmic putrefaction before downstepping to a sluggish crawl with pitter-patter double kicks. A full-throttle blast fest under a wailing solo takes us to the midsection of the track. The vocals scream out to the old ones, a dark chanting taking place in the background under a blizzard of tremolo. The pace slows down once more, and another tasteful lead presents itself. There is so much that goes into a song on Häxan Sabaoth. By no means are we listening to an easy-to-digest, by-the-numbers dark metal attack. This song in particular is starting to unfold some Stargazer influence, a band of equal complexity that I hold up high. Hexanippel begins in a dreamy fashion, deep gutturals over acoustic guitars and drums. At the first minute mark, things start feeling very Morbid Angel Covenant for a while, a strong groove reinforced by the pounding drums of Butcher of Christ, The lead dominates this track, taking us on a real musical journey, but the listener is still anchored by a core riff that gives this song the most firm structure of any thus far. Do Hana formula begins a dense funerary dirge that quickly finds its pace and place on the album. Probably the most dissonant and detached sounding riffs so far really do take this song further into the hellish landscape of Häxan Sabaoth. A wonderful dual lead again, with finger tapping notes contrasted with black metal style tremolo, blast beats and added synth bring out the evil side of Unaussprechlichen Kulten. Back to the Mother Hydra and Father Dagon begins like an instrumental with the music forming slowly and taking shape. When the vocals do start, even though the heaviness of the music remains, the song again takes on that dreamlike approach. Perhaps this journey back to the Mother Hydra and Father Dagon is a tremulous one, but it is again rewarding for the listener. I love how multi-layered this song grows to as it reaches its final chaotic moments, and we settle in for the last 8 minutes and 17 seconds of Die Teufelsbücher. The final song shares its name with the band's previous full-length album, and starts with vampiric sounding keyboards. Both a dreadful but hopeful sound with disquieting, clean guitars leading us in. The familiarity of the prior tracks is obvious, but the sense of fiery passion here is heightened. There is a feeling of triumph as well, as this lengthy track seems to be either shining through the darkness or finally succumbing to it. Either way, the album closes with a few depressed notes and fading into feedback. To me, Häxan Sabaoth is Unaussprechlichen Kulten reaching their maximum potential. This is an album that the band have been striving for. There are more pieces in Häxan Sabaoth than most of their previous albums combined. This might make it sound like a bit of an ideas salad, but for me, this is a perfectly prepared one. It's also one of those rare albums where the second half exceeds the first, which leaves me on a high and immediately wants me to revisit the album. Häxan Sabaoth is available now on Iron Bonehead and comes highly recommended for fans of Lovecraftian death metal horrors. Hope you enjoyed this little review here for the new one from Unaussprechlichen Kulten. If you did, please make sure you like and subscribe. Check out the other reviews that I've done on the Heavy Metallurgy and some that my other colleagues have done as well. And check me out at Explosive Action. As for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.